G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We are here on Mediterranean as we witness in the south of the map playing in the color yellow as the French. It's Beastie Cutie. And in the north of the map playing as the Chinese on the teal, it's Crackety here. Go up against each other on this brand new map, Mediterranean. This is a map that's heavily focused around water. If you lose the water, you lose the game. Well, at least that's probably the rules for the game, 95.5% of the time. I reckon for that 4.5% of the time that's not that, there's still probably a chance to come back on land. If there's any civ that can come back on land, I feel like it's the Chinese. And part of the reason why they can do that is because of the Song dynasty. The ability to train villagers faster means that, in the last game that we witnessed between these two guys, no spoilers, but we saw Crackety go for about 4 town centers as the Abbasid dynasty. As the Chinese, if you go for 3 town centers as the Chinese with your Song dynasty, then you've actually got more villager production per town center than you would as the Abbasid on that 4th town center. It works out to be 4.5 town centers. So it is, it's pretty darn good, that Song dynasty. So I think that that's definitely a civ that will help out in the late game if worse comes to worse. Now, speaking of this matchup, this is a difficult matchup for the Chinese when it comes to land games. Just as in the early game, the Shukunu, it's not as strong against the French as it is against other civilizations. Now, it depends on the way that you play. If you play like me, which is a little bit like a baboon, I like to play that heavy feudal age style. If you're playing a little bit smarter, you go for that 2TC Song dynasty, that's going to mean that you've got access to newer units, bigger upgraded units. You've got knights of your own that you can go for, crossbows potentially, but most commonly we see players going for that spearman-horseman combination with a few fire lancers thrown in eventually. We'll take a look now at how Beastie is doing on the south side of the map. We can see that he is, we were spectating the wrong player. Beastie on the south side of the map as he brings in a couple of sheep. We can see it's going to be a 1 scout opening for him. On the other side of the map, though, Crackety going to be doing much of the same. He's picked up a few more sheep over Beastie, fortunately for him. And we are going to switch over this one so you guys can see the villager counts and where these guys are at the moment in the north of the map. Crackety's picked up 2 fishing boats already. Keep in mind the Chinese do have the bonus of a faster training dock. So their docks, if I remember correctly, train 20% faster. So that's 20% faster fishing boats, 20% faster... anything else that you can make from the dock. Light junks, war junks, trash junks, explosive junks, Baochuan junks, everything trains 20% faster. I think that might also be upgrades, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. Don't quote me, don't at me, bro. But for the most part, Beastie might be thinking a little bit about an age up now. We do see him starting to take gold. So it's going to be that age up coming through. School of Cavalry probably going to be the way that he goes. There is always the option of going for the other landmark, the landmark that the name escapes me, the Chamber of Commerce, because you do actually have access through the Chamber of Commerce to a market. So the Chamber of Commerce acts as a market, and it means that you can utilize this food income that you've got on the water and pump that into ships. At least it used to. It doesn't anymore because now your ships actually take food. So now that food that you're gathering out on the water, well, you can actually use it, and that reduces the value of that School of Commerce, or rather the Chamber of Commerce. Imperial official coming out, looking to pick up some tax, and damn, not too bad. We've actually got an interesting strategy coming out from Crackety. I don't think we've seen this one before. He's got a dock quite far away from the town center, and he's really utilizing this. Now, one of the interesting things to note with the Chinese is you can't supervise the dock. If you could, it would be absolutely busted. Could you imagine this dock being supervised? Not only do you have an extra 20% from the fishing boats that are being dropped off, so instead of that being 40 that's dropped off, that goes up to 50, but you also have the faster production on the fishing boats. It would just be completely busted, and I understand exactly why the devs didn't allow it. But over on the other side of the map, Beastie going to be aging up any second now, going to be dropping down that School of Cavalry, maybe School of Cavalry, probably School of Cavalry. There it goes down now, School of Cavalry next to the town center. Nice and safe. Meanwhile, for Crackety, he's going to be aging up shortly. You can see 165 gold at the moment. Second villager now joining on the gold. Unfortunately, he hasn't been able to put away too much gold. Oh my, actually, you know what? I think you can probably go... Can you go feudal age without collecting gold? You probably could. I don't think it's actually worth it, though. But I definitely think that's an option. Now, when it comes to landmarks, Barbican's going to be an option here for him, but I still feel like the Barbican's not that good unless you've got like a nice little point that you can put it on. So as an example, if you could put your Barbican like right here, and then you have your dock up in this position, that's a chef's kiss Barbican. Not going to be the case though. Looks like it's going to be the Imperial Academy coming down here for Crackety. And interestingly, putting the Imperial Academy in the range of the dock. Something I don't think I've ever seen before, at least not done intentionally. But you can definitely guarantee that right now Crackety's choice is 100% based on the fact that he's got a dock here. He's probably going to be throwing in a couple more docks. Always a little bit dangerous to put your docks next to each other when there are explosive junks roaming around. Now that Imperial Academy going to be coming up with almost the same time as the School of Cavalry. Beastie reaching the feudal age. Crackety also reaching the feudal age. Within a second of each other, these players are up, and we start to see what direction they go into. So it's going to be a junk here for Crackety. On the other side of the map, Beastie going to be going into a Hulk as his opening. Now, interestingly, in this matchup, we don't have the Malians, so there's not going to be any of that archership spam that we saw, at least potentially. I don't know what the balance is like on the water, but I do know that Beastie's doing pretty well down here on the south side with 8 fishing boats already out. You can see up towards the north side, there's 8 fishing boats already out for him as well. But now we've got a second junk going to be coming out. Hulk going to be moving out. Now, I don't know how many junks it takes to kill a Hulk. I would suspect maybe about 3, but I don't know. Because I guess when you include micro in that as well and, you know, running away, missed shots, and I think missed shots have a higher likelihood at the edge or, you know, the further away that you get. Obviously, if you're closer, you've got a higher chance of hitting, right? Well, you'd think that. That's not actually the case, though. At least not with the Trebuchet. If you guys haven't already, make sure you go check out Age of Noob. I'm not going to leave in a link in the comment because I will forget it, but just go search Age of Noob. Check his channel. He's just released a brand new video where he talks about this with Trebuchets. And Trebuchets, it doesn't matter where the length of the Trebuchet is firing, it always has a chance to miss if the building is small or if it's attacking a unit. So even if it's right next to the Trebuchet, or at least the minimum distance, it's not going to have an advantage over a shot from a faraway target. Perhaps it's the same with the arrow ships. Who knows? Maybe Age of Noob does another video on that one. Let's see, because these archer ships, they seem to just kind of shotgun pellets in every direction and just hope and pray that one of them hits. Walls now coming up for Crackety. Villager count looking pretty standard. Double horseman going to be coming out here for Beastie instead of moving into a knight. A little bit curious to go for the horseman in this matchup against this. You'd figure that the knight would be the primary choice, but perhaps it just wasn't the right macro for him. Now we've got the first of the spearmen out here. Looks like he's just going to stick with the one spearman for now, probably waiting for a little bit more food to come on in. May need to do a forced drop-off, but we do see that war junks are coming out here as well for Crackety. Double war junk, double junk at the moment. Not a lot of vision out there on the map. He's got that single scout. Now, once again, under harassment on the villager line. It looks like the first villager of the game is going to be going down. Indeed, it does. Second villager might go down here as well. Where's that spearman? Oh, what? Spearman, what were you doing? Spearman, what were you doing? You're sleeping on the job. Get up here. 2 villagers going down right now. Your only job is to stay on this wood line and stop those darn horsemen from coming here and attacking us. And you can't even bloody do that. Up towards the north now, we see that this spearman might be able to pick it off. Not going to be able to do it, unfortunately. Horsemen definitely getting in their getting in their value right there. Scout over on the other side, spotting out any kind of adaptations that get thrown in by Beastie. Now, speaking of adaptations, we could be thinking a little bit more about some aggression, as we've got a tri-composition. Look at this, the Triforce coming out right now for Crackety. I like the way that he's got the formation working. Everyone together, everyone in the same line, and I think he hits the explosive junk. Hulk's moving forward, or rather, Araship's moving forward. Hulk's on the backside. We're going to fire down upon these units, and he's outnumbered completely. Crackety going to have to fall away from this position. Crackety no longer going to be here, instead going to have to head over there. Demo ship comes out, and we see more war junks on the field. Looks like no horsemen up here for the moment. Hidden away in the stealth forest is that scout. We'll ride on board with Beastie and see how he's doing on the south side of the map. Economy looking good for him. We're going to switch it over to our economic, or switch it over from the villager count rather to the income. We're at the 9-minute mark. I feel like that's probably deep enough for us to consider switching it over there, but we start to see more docks being added in. 4th dock going to be coming in now. One of the big mistakes players often make is that they stop adding in fishing boats. As soon as they start making military, they're like, no, I must spend all of my resources on military and only military. I can't make fishing boats. Don't be that guy. Keep making fishing boats. Keep expanding. Keep making sure that economy is rolling in. And that's exactly what Beastie's doing. We see him continuing to train out fishing boats now. And one of the actual changes that came through in this most recent patch is that fishing boats actually return their fish to the nearest dock. They used to kind of have like this home dock set. I think it was a bit bugged the way that it worked. But it wasn't always working as intended. But now we've got a little bit of a battle unfolding. Beastie now looking to defend as the demo ships begin running in. Explosive shots go off on the Dows, and indeed they managed to take out quite a bit. Beastie on the defensive here, so a little bit of a switch from that last game that we witnessed on the water. Now the War Junks on the backside looking to fire down upon the Hulks. They're going to be able to just instead fire on the fishing boats. Definitely the right choice for him here. Hulk versus Hulk action is never going to be making anyone happy. And now those War Junks continue moving forward. He's picked up a galley as well, able to force a bit of idle time here from Beastie, and you can see how slow it takes for these Springled ships to get through each other. Springled ship number 1 going to be going down, but I think he might be able to get a decent trade out here. No, Beastie manages to keep that one alive. It looks like Crackety going to be heading back towards his docks with his tail between his legs for the moment. Beautiful little play right there from Beastie to defend on that, but at the same time, Crackety doing a great job on the offensive. Villager count at the moment for Beastie, still about 3 ahead of Crackety. Interesting to note, Crackety yet to hit that Song Dynasty timing. Still out here with the scout. You can see Beastie just adjusting the scout ever so slightly. Wants to make sure that it is not in range of the spearman or the dock. Very, very smart play from him. 12 fishing boats out here for Crackety. We'll ride on board over on the other side of the map and see how Beastie's doing. 10 fishing boats, 11 fishing boats in total. So relatively even, and we do see triple quad. Actually, hold on a minute. 14 fishing boats. So there's a lot of fishing boats out here. 15th gets added in as well. So Beastie doing like, he's playing like the Zerg right now. He's doing a round of fishing boats, a round of Hulks, a round of fishing boats, a round of Dows or explosive junks, a round of fishing boats. You know, it's that classic. And he's scouting out his enemy. He's like, oh, not a lot of military coming out from here. I think I'm going to have to do another round of drones. That's exactly it. Well, in this case, it's not a round of drones. It's a round of fishing boats. But another knight moving out over across that east side. Looking to try and make an impact. Unfortunately, not going to be able to do too much. His friend is already up here towards the north working on this wall. But unfortunately for Beastie, it wasn't meant to be. Villager going to be coming out. I think there's a gate going down here. No, don't do it. Don't do it. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Don't you dare do it. I can't stand it when this happens. Spearman going to be coming out. Looking to meet his friend on the other side. Fortunately, he brings a little bit of backup here, and that Royal Knight's going to have to back on out of here. Beautiful walls by Crackety, and I want to compliment him on this. Already, you can see the difference in this game from the last ones. The walls coming up really help him control the narrative. His enemy's not hitting him with these constant raids. He's able to maintain control. He's able to maintain his focus, and Beastie's left in a bit of a spot now. We once again enter into the cinematic mode as the demo ship goes off over on that massive amount, and they keep coming in. The War Junks trying to fall back, but he's not going to have a lot of luck. Huge damage done. Fishing boats, now we got demo ships coming down on the opposite side, managing to take some pretty decent shots, but unfortunately not looking as good as Beastie's. Beastie now looking to try and consolidate this lead and really push down upon his enemy. We can see that the score is really starting to show in his favor, reflected in the text that he's got, the economic lead as well as that military count. The War Junk's looking pretty decent though. Fishing boats up towards the north, try and get to a little bit of safety. And now more explosive Dows going to be coming out as the Junks join the battle. Just chilling out for the moment. These guys going to have to fall back. Beastie's numbers looking very happy and healthy. Now we see a couple of the War Junks making their way through, and Age Up comes in. We don't know whose it was. He takes the bait. It's only one Hulk that goes down. He's very happy with that. He could have followed along and looked for more on the backside, but not going to be able to buy it. And now it's War Junk up against the Hulks. A pretty even battle. I think these guys have got pretty decent or pretty similar statistics. We'll double check and make sure how close it is. 453-35. 453-35. It is identical. And now Beastie reaching. No, it's not. Rather, Crackety going to be reaching that third age. Not something that I expected to see. It's going to be going. He's going to be going up with the astronomical clock tower. So it's going to open up a whole bunch of upgrades for him, including right now we see the Springled Cruise. But at the same time, he's got no units out here, and this is the consequence of going for that early age up. Much like when you're on the land and you're like, all right, I'm gonna sneak in a quick little age up here, and then your enemy pushes and kills you right as you age up. You lose all your forces and your upgrades mean nothing. It's the exact same thing here because Beastie's now able to push in and completely kill Crackety on water. The villager count has gone to shit right now. Crackety down about 16 villagers, down about 30 military population, and Beastie looking in a very solid position in this stage of the game. We'll ride on board with Crackety and see how he's doing as he looks to try and defend this position. Another demo ship going to be coming in, and unfortunately, good night, sweet prince, as it goes down in almost a heartbeat. So damn quick. Knights now on the south side, looking to work through the palisade gate. Keep in mind, they were up on this north side a little bit earlier. Perhaps it's a different group, and now we've got more palisades going to be coming up from Beastie. Beastie walling in his enemy, preventing any sort of counterattack. Hulk's moving into position as well. Not looking good right now for Crackety as Beastie looks to start working on these villagers. Let's see if he's able to pick one off. Nope, not going to be able to get it, unfortunately, but does guarantee that the integrity of that stone mine is compromised. Guildhall now coming up for Beastie, looking to match his enemy in the castle age. That's not a Guildhall. Let me find it. It's down here. Only 26 villagers tapping away at this one. Wolf up towards the north, also going to be helping out Crackety on the defensive, but he's going to need more than a wolf to help him out here. He's down 1,000 points. Villager count down 20. Military count down 45. How do you win from this position as Crackety? Number one, delay the game. So try and get stone walls up. It's going to be really hard. If you can't stone wall, and that's the problem. I mean, you can stone wall out on this position, maybe even stone wall out here, but your enemy's got units out here already, so you can't really delay the game any more than what you can. Maybe you could think about dropping down a keep, but even then, that's not really going to help you because your enemy's just going to be able to do everything that they want to back in their own base. Unfortunately, the knight's now going to be coming through. Springald getting repaired up. He's trying to hold this position. Keep in mind, the Springald does get a nice little bonus against ships. So if there's a way back onto the water, it is through the Springald. Horseman a little bit confused about... I think he may have thought that the fence here was a female horse. And, yeah, well, you guys know the rest of the story. Imperial official. Only 5 health remaining. So, for me, in Crackety's position here, it's the exact same as the Abbasid game. He's just got to think about dropping down additional town centers here, hit that Song Dynasty, try and look for a bigger villager lead, or try and get back on that villager count, but he needs to buy himself time as well. So he's got 2 competing things. Number 1, he needs to invest resources in his economy. Number 2, he needs to invest resources in prolonging the game, and that makes it very difficult for him to do. Beastie now really looking quite solid. The question's going to be whether we start to see trade coming out from him. For the moment, it looks like the production's going to be largely around those fishing boats. We don't see any trade ships coming out just yet. Plenty of fishing boats. And the Springalds do a pretty decent job of keeping the dock alive. So these Springalds might actually be able to keep some stone walls alive. So if I'm Crackety right now, I'm stone walling this entire front over here on the east side. Probably going to stone wall this west side as well. And defend this position with Springald ships. That way, the enemy has a difficult time coming in and actually killing the stone walls. The problem is that then you're open to drops. There's no real way out, no real easy way out of this. And now the Springalds, no, not like this. Springalds, unfortunately, actually, they didn't get one shot by that. I'm impressed, but at the same time, I'm kind of relieved. Oh my lord, he survives. He survives. He doesn't survive. He doesn't survive. And Beastie once again takes control of the water, full control. Had that been a demo ship, it would have been different. Crackety's landmark now under attack. Beastie doing a decent job in this game. Really solidifying this position. Oh, I just realized, look at the population difference here. Double the villager count, triple the military count, and now the trade begins. French trade is here, ladies and gentlemen. 61 of the world's finest wood, 61 of the world's finest gold coming in. It's not as pretty as it once used to be, is it? It used to be beautiful. It used to be something to write home about. But now it's just kind of like, yeah, it's not that good. And they're kind of expensive, right? Like, traders are expensive. Actually, I take it back. They're only 100 wood, 100 gold? These things pay themselves off in two trips? Okay, all right, okay. Okay, all right. Beastie brings out the water trade. Look at, we got to get a picture of this. Hold on a minute. Look at this. This is the true migration right now. This is insanity that's coming through here. Beastie going absolutely ham. Water economies are actually decent now. Villagers moving out. You know that a keep drop is going to be imminent here. Unfortunately, there's not enough spearmen to defend this position. Villagers do get attack move, and I think Crackety's probably typing a good game. Yeah, it's good game. You can hear the chat message, and you can only suspect it. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go check out these 2 creators. I'll leave a link in the description of where you can catch Crackety, where you can catch Beastie. They might even be live right now, so go say g'day, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.